glamorous side of racing. Yeah. A morning like this.
We hobdayed and gelded him at the end of last jump season. I think that's helped him. And as you said, he's been running well. I would think 2.5 plus, and yeah, it could be interesting.
You think he's on a workable mark over hurdles?
I would imagine so, yeah.
What about Medina? So he ran a blinder at Cheltenham, but it came at a cost, didn't it?
He did. I mean, he's gone up 10, which I don't mind going up 10 if we win at a good race, but it's a bit harsh when you're second. Anyway, he's gone up and can't do anything about it, but thrilled with the run. Jumped and travelled extremely well. Little horse, it's always been better with a break between his races. I mean, he appears to come out of it well, but I'll give him, I would think we'll give him 3 weeks before he goes again, and I think in time he'll get a little bit farther, but we'll stick to the 2.5, 2.6 at the minute with him. Lidar would be the best workhorse in the place. Some days at the track he can be very good, and some days he can be bloody awful, but he's got an awful lot of ability, and we're well up in the ratings now. I mean, what's he rated? He's
mid-40s, I think, is he?
It's not easy, but we'll get him started.
What is he like? What's his...
2 miles, decent ground, big galloping track. Doesn't really seem to like undulations, so he'll go Newbury, Aintree, Wetherby, Doncaster, somewhere like that, Haydock. And we'll just duck and dive a little bit. Doesn't seem to handle Cheltenham at all. Big long striding horse, and when he just gets lost a bit round here.
Gus McRae with Lidar rallying tenaciously to the course as they head down towards the last. Gus McRae, good look around, but comes up well. Lidar, however, also jumps it well. Off up the running, it's Gus McRae, driven 1.5 lengths clear from Lidar, and for Pete Rose, not doing much in front, Gus McRae, but doing enough, and Patrick Corbett again seemed a really good effect. Gets the horse home for Rebecca Curtis. Gus McRae beat Lidar for Pete Rose, Crick-Tonic.
He's going to start at the Paddy Power meeting in the intermediate hurdle. He'll be top weight, but he ran very well at Punchestown. He finished 5th, and unfortunately we got put up quite a bit for that. So he's pretty exposed, I think. But we'll see where we go. I mean, he'll jump a fence in time, but we might try. He's only a 4-year-old. We might try and give him a season's handicapping before we do that. Loves the soft ground, so you know. And I think a step up and trip might see him improve. He'll have to, but I mean, I think it could improve him over farther.
Unknown Rebel is still boxing on. Wingtips has gone for the inside. Down to the final flight. Hisabat going to rise with it to Civil, and on the inside is Wingtips away from the final flight. To Civil on the near side with Hisabat, who's battling back on the far side. They race up towards the finish. It's Hisabat and Andrew Lynch. To Civil and Ruby Walsh. Hisabat will win the AES champion 4-year-old.
Tonsisi, good mare.
Did well last season and physically has strengthened up again. I mean, she'll jump a fence when we need to, but at the minute she's going to start off in the mare's handicap at Wincanton beginning of November. She switches off much better now, so I think she'll get the 2.6 fine, and she's a decent mare.
Okay, she's still on a workable mark, is she?
I think so. That's the one slight problem. It's a very good mare. She could be out the handicap off our mark, I suppose, but we'll have to see what the entries
look
like.
She's 127 or
she should be all right, but yeah.
Catch it, is he around?
He's around, yeah. He's cantering away. We're just creeping away with him bit by bit, but at the minute we're holding it. He's holding together. He certainly wouldn't be seen this side of Christmas. It'd be into the new year. And if we're happy with him, he seems in good form mentally. He's very bouncy and full of himself. We might try him over a fence.
Has he ever schooled?
No.
Over fence?
No.
Okay.
But I think he'll be fine. He's always had a lot of spring about him.
Yeah.
But it's just whether the old legs are going to take the training.
Yeah.
At the minute we're all right, but we'll just do it day by day with him. I thought he would make a very good novice chaser last year, and unfortunately I ran him in the wrong race first time. I ran him in a graded race at Wincanton, and he had what looked a pretty soft fall 3 out, but it certainly affected his confidence. And we're going back hurdling with him, and he'll have 1 or 2 runs hurdling this season, and then I'll decide whether we school him over a fence again. But it's just got to get his confidence back before we try.
He's always been a good workhorse, hasn't he?
Good
He's a lot
workhorse,
more-
and yeah, and pretty decent hurdler. But
Yeah.
I was disappointed. But I'm probably just overfaced him first time, and that's going to be an issue with one or two of these horses with a new setup. It's going to be very difficult to try and get some confidence into them. Yeah, Handazan, I mean, he got beat at Chepstow the other day, but I was very happy with him, and he seems to physically have come on quite considerably for the run, both fitness-wise, and he's much sharper in himself.
And you've had him a little while, haven't you?
We've had him probably 2 or 3 months, and I left him alone for a while. I never really intended to start him this early, but when the rain started to come and the ground came, we thought he was ready to start at Chepstow, but I hadn't really revved him. But I'd like to think he's come forward a fair way from that. I think Paul thinks his is very good, a lot way in front of the horse that probably went to Chepstow. But anyway, I like him. Big scopy horse, got a great eye for a colt. He's got a wonderful temperament, and I would hope he'll keep progressing.
The 8th and final flight. So Far West is over the last safely, clear of Handazan by about 8 or 9 lengths, and then back in third is Gigondas. But this has been an impressive round of jumping here. A winning debut for Paul Nicholls. Far West goes on to win well under Ruby Walsh. In the colours of Axum, it's Far West who wins the opening race by a good 10 lengths from Handazan.
McVicker, different type. Bottom on the recommendation of Head Knight. She had him up and schooled him and liked him very much, and we've been very happy with him right the way through. And his jumping was adequate at Kempton, but he'll be much sharper for the experience.
Million in Mind horses.
Uxie Zondra, yeah, the new horse from Million in Mind. He's only had the one run in France. He finished second. I'm reliably informed that the form's worked out extremely well. The horses around him. We're happy what we've seen so far. He's a National Hunt novice, so you know he'll be ready to start sort of first half of November, I'd have thought. I would imagine we'll start 2 miles somewhere and take a view from there, you know. But
Sounds like a horse that's going to win.
we like him, yeah.
Race,
How good he is, I don't know yet, but he's going the right way.
Yeah. We saw another new arrival this morning, Fair Trade.
Yeah, very new arrival. Been with me about a week, 10 days. As you know, well, you probably know, there was a high-class horse as a 3-year-old on the flat, running the Guineas. I think he's had a few little issues and things, but we'll just start away quietly. He's had a couple of schools. See how we go. Valdez is a horse I like very much.
Oh, of course, yes.
He won 2 of his 3 bumpers. Big, strong horse. He's grown a lot over the season. I'm glad I actually gave him a second season bumpering.
Backbencher, as we saw him this morning.
Didn't run last season with various issues, and anyway, he's at the minute he's back in very good form. We're going to give him a spin over hurdles, see where we are. I mean, I still think he retains a fair bit of ability, but it's difficult to plan too far ahead with him because we do have various issues with him. But at the minute, he's holding up, and we'll see.
And his hurdles, Mark, is he well treated over hurdles relatively?
I think he's 132, so he's probably a fair bit lower, yeah.
And what about some of the darker horses? Are there 2 or 3 that you might single out for us that we haven't mentioned so far? Novice hurdlers, bumper horses perhaps, or...?
Probably a little bit thin on the bumper division
point
this
horses
year.
you've got?
Yeah, there's 2 of those that you saw work this morning. Hot Whiskey didn't win, but was placed behind some of the top pointers last year. He's been bought by Harry Redknapp to replace Bygones. Only make a lovely chaser next year, but we'll educate him a bit. 2 miles 6, I would think, is a starting point. Another horse who won his only start called Two Rockers, a big Milan horse. He's probably a fortnight off a run, but we'll get him started as well fairly soon. But they'll both go down the novice hurdle route this year, although they've been brought to be chasers of the future.
It's very steady line.